Yo guys, good morning, Kieran Hedley here. So today's video is going to be about reverse dieting, a topic that I really love because it means I'm getting more calories and it's something that I can't wait to get into. I'm already partly into it, so we're going to go over what it is and how I go about doing it and why it's really important. Anyway, let's get on with the video. That was a terrible spin.
Everything changes.
Alright, so you know that time lapse that you saw at the start of the video? I'm trying to figure out which location to use. I have that location, which I've used many times. I have this location, and I have this location. Yeah, I'm thinking location number 3. I like that one. Now, I don't know if you guys picked it up yet, but my microphone's a bit screwed up. I think it was when I had to glue the microphone back on. That would have been in my 1 day out video. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that video. Oh, do you guys like coffee? I love coffee. Me favorite thing in the world. They're like after chocolate, right? You know, who doesn't like chocolate? Anyway, let's get on with the video. So, reverse dieting. Basically, I work down to 2,000 calories roughly. And what happens is your body gets used to having all these calories, which is only 2,000 calories. So if you eat more, you're likely to put on body fat, right? Makes sense? Well, kind of. Because your metabolism actually lowers down with your cut. Your body has survival mechanisms that will slow down your metabolism, so you're able to live and work off the lesser amount of calories. So I was on 2,000, so my body's used to 2,000. So say I just had a few days where I was eating 3,000 calories, I would have blown up, right? So that's where reverse dieting comes in, so that doesn't happen. Ooh, this is a good location, isn't it? We should do like videos here more often, it's nice. Alright, so we have 2 folders, right? So one folder is your intake, one folder is where your maintenance is. So your maintenance or your BMR along with your activity level is the blue folder, and the amount of calories you consume is the green folder. So what happens in a cut? You start consuming less calories. So what happens is there's a space between your metabolism and the amount of calories you consume. So what's going to happen is these extra calories here, the space here, your body's going to have to burn these calories here. So what happens is you lose body fat and some muscle, of course, but that's going to happen anyway unless you're on something. And then what happens is your body thinks, oh shoot, I'm using all this energy, I need to save this energy. So what happens is its metabolism slows down to level out, and now your maintenance is next to those calories, and that's when you hit a plateau on fat loss, right? I'm sure that's happened to a lot of you, and you're like, oh no, I can't lose any fat even though I'm eating less than what I'd normally eat. Well, yeah, because your metabolism slowed down. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to decrease your calories even further or increase your activity level, which again will raise your maintenance, obviously. So again, there's space between the amount of calories you're consuming and where your maintenance is. Now what you do, you think, okay, cool, I'm happy with my body now. I want to start putting on some muscle, I want to start putting on some size, but I want to sustain this physique, I like it. You know, it can happen with girls as well. Some girls want to tone up a bit more, you know, get stronger arms, you know, get more defined legs, grow that booty, you know, that sort of thing. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to be in a surplus. So that means you're going to have to eat more calories in your maintenance in order for your muscles to build upon what they already are. Just change seats again to change the scenery, you know, pretty much exactly the same. But it's got a little clock in the background, which is pretty cool. So reverse dieting is actually this principle where you're going to increase those calories above maintenance, but not a large amount. And also, how are you going to find maintenance when your maintenance has changed over the period of time? Because it's not the same as what it used to be, right? So what I do, say I was on 2,000 calories, I increased that up to 2,100, right? So that's closing the gap. So I was actually still losing weight. I weigh myself every morning to see if I'm actually staying the same weight, losing weight, or gaining weight. If you're gaining weight, it's a good sign that you're actually in a surplus. If you're maintaining your weight, it's a good sign that you're at maintenance, of course. And then if you're losing weight, it's a good sign that you're at a deficit. So over the last week, I've actually still been losing weight constantly, even though I've been increasing my calories. I was at 2,000, I'm now at 2,500, and I've still been dropping weight. So that's a really good sign because I've been doing my reverse dieting properly, because what's happened is even though I've increased my calorie intake, my maintenance has also increased as well. Because previously, when I was on my 2,000 calories, if I had 2,500 calories, I would have put on body fat, but I haven't. It means I'm using those calories properly in the gym gym, so that energy is going to something useful like strength, because I'm doing a lot of strength training right now, right? So what I've done is, over a period of time, I'd increase my calories by about 100 calories or about 3%. I started with 100 at a time. Once I got to 2,200 calories, I just started increasing by 3% at a time. Literally 3% only, so very little. So sometimes it would only be 60 or 70 calories at a time. I know it's not a lot, but believe me, it's worth it when you're doing reverse dieting. So what's happened is my intake has come up, my maintenance has come up, and now I'm kind of finding that level, which is around about 2,500 calories. Once you've found that maintenance, what you can do is you can start increasing the amount of calories you're consuming. So what's going to happen is your intake's going to go up and your maintenance will come up with you. Intake, maintenance, all the way up, right? So you're going to keep doing that. So as soon as you hit a plateau in your weight gain, so say you increase your calories and you gain about 200 grams on the scale, hello Teddy, then you know you're actually in the surplus. But if you keep eating that exact same amount of calories over a period of time, your maintenance will also increase as well. Sorry, I don't have my folders on me. So the idea of reverse dieting is that you're going to continue this principle of increasing your calories and bringing your maintenance up until you sustain the same weight. And then when you sustain the same weight, my rule is 3 days. If I've stayed the same weight for 3 days, I'll increase my calories again. That way you know it's not just water, and you know you've got a good estimate of where your maintenance is that way. So that's reverse dieting. Shit. So now how I do it is I keep track of everything on my computer. So now what macronutrient do you actually bring up? So protein I actually bring up to 1.45 times your lean body mass. So that's your weight minus your body fat, right? So if you know your body fat, say it was 10% and say it was 85 kgs, it'll be 85 kgs minus 8.5 because that's 10% of 85 kgs, right? And I'd multiply that by 1.45 times, and that's the maximum I go on my protein. Because for me, I kind of say around 1.25 to 1.45. Sorry about all these numbers. I know a lot of you guys aren't really that interested, but yeah, that's how I got my protein. And then fats, I increased to around about 0.6 grams per pound of lean body mass again, but at the moment that's still going up. So I bring fats and carbs up around about the same time until fats reach a certain point, because at the moment my fats are only at 0.4 times and I don't go below 0.3 times. And then carbs are literally just the rest, because carbs are your instant fuel, right? So when you can use those carbs properly, you're not going to store it around the midsection, because that's where they generally will store as body fat. Yes, that's partly genetics, because some people are less carb sensitive, but for someone like me who is carb sensitive, I need to start increasing my other macronutrients so that my body learns how to use these calories, particularly fats, because fats and carbs are your main energy sources, right? Protein's not actually an energy source. That won't be so damaging. Alright guys, so partway through a workout now, just doing a bit of chest, you know, a bit of bench. I did some cardio for the first bloody time in a while. That was hard, honestly. My conditioning is terrible, sorry about the wind. But now what I need to do, because I want to increase my fitness as well, so my output would be a lot better, my endurance will be a lot better, because I am going to Tough Mudder in Melbourne very shortly actually. So that's something to look forward to. We're going to be doing Tough Mudder. I'm going to do training for it up until then to increase my anaerobic fitness and my aerobic fitness. But another thing about carbs, you know you're carb sensitive when you start storing all your body fat around your midsection, even if you're doing a lot of output, a lot of exercise, and you start storing body fat around the midsection. Decrease your carbs, increase your fats and your proteins. That's where the calories should be focused on. Whereas if you're not putting so much body fat around there, you can increase your carbs, because it's very good, because you'll be able to use those carbs, not clubs, because your muscles need that glycogen to work. That glycogen is going to help fuel those muscles with nutrients, and that's what they need to build. So carbs are good in that case, but feed yourself carbs slowly so that you don't really pack it on. But yeah guys, the biggest thing with reverse dieting, I know I'm just transitioning from place to place, aren't I, is to not get ahead of yourself, because I know sometimes you're going to feel like you're really hungry and that you should have more calories or carbs or whatnot. No, it's a fire engine. But it's really important to not just listen to your body, but listen to your scales. But yeah guys, just quickly, I do have to go soon because my sister has just come back from uni and she is also just turned 19 as well, so we're about to go out for a birthday dinner. It is to be expected on a reverse diet to gain weight, because obviously that's the point in it. So just remember, seeing an increase in weight isn't a bad thing, but what will happen is you will plateau with the same weight after a certain period of time. So find a specific number of days and stick to that period of days that you find a maintenance. So my rule is 3 days in a row, and then I'll increase my calories. So when I've plateaued for 3 days, I'll go up. So all in all, reverse dieting is meant to be done slowly, not quickly, otherwise that will defeat the purpose of it. And the idea with reverse dieting is to stay lean as possible while putting on some mass. So guys, from Jess and I, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. Catch you later, Chur, I'm out.